Hey, welcome back. Happy New Year. This is me, Jennifer Lee, and I'm joined once again and on Friday because it's Awesome 80s Weekend. We've got Noble McIntyre from McIntyre Law. Hello.
Happy New Year. Hadn't seen you all year.
Right.
I stole that line from Chloe. When I walked in today, she goes, I hadn't seen you all year, so I'm going to use it all day.
Okay. So first of all, let's talk about what did you do on New Year's?
Well, okay, so on the 27th, my family and I flew to Denver and drove to Breckenridge, which is a beautiful place to go. They had fresh snow, fresh powder. It was a great time. Ooh. But we actually came back on the 31st because I have learned, I've been doing this a long time, if you travel on the 31st, it's okay. If you come back on the 1st, it's chaos at the airport. So we came back on the 31st, got back to Oklahoma City about 7 p.m., and I was just home. I remember the time when I was young, when I wanted to be out past midnight with friends. Then I got a little older and I wanted to be home, but be up at midnight with friends. Now I'm to the stage where I want to be home in bed at midnight with no friends. And so, because it'd be awkward if they were in bed with me. So I was at home with my family and my daughter actually came into my room with 2 minutes to midnight and said, it's almost midnight. So we turned the light on. We did the countdown. She turned the light back off and left my room. So that's what I was doing at midnight on New Year's Eve.
See, that sounds similar. I just watch TV.
You were asleep.
I was asleep.
Perhaps snoring at midnight. That's what I
brought my significant other,
yes.
John.
And he told on you a moment ago.
He told on me a minute ago. Yes. I was actually asleep, and then I heard some fireworks because apparently everyone in the whole state bought fireworks for New Year's Eve.
And that was not a thing when I was a kid because I'm from Burns Flat, Western Oklahoma. We did fireworks on the 4th of July, but there were no places to buy fireworks on New Year's Eve when I was a kid. But here in Oklahoma City, you can.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, so after that went off, I was completely awake now. And I didn't go to bed. Actually, I kept him up, but like 4 a.m.
Wow, you stayed up till 4?
4. I know, it was crazy.
What were you doing at 4?
Just watching TV, I guess.
What do you watch at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Weird things.
Lucy reruns?
Yeah, weird things on YouTube and weird movies like Bone Tomahawk on Netflix with Kurt Russell.
I've not even heard of that.
Have
you seen the new show Landman?
No, but I heard it was really good.
Same thing. Everybody's talking about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
There's
on
just
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, there's so many things. It's like there's so many things to watch. Used to, like in the 80s, you had to wait until something came on.
First of all, there was no TV after midnight. It was just static. And so if you're up at 4 a.m., there's nothing to watch.
Right.
But you're right. I remember when Superman 1 was in the theaters and I was a kid and we didn't see it. You had to wait till it came on TV and you would get the TV guide and you knew what day it was coming and you needed to be there ready to go. You didn't even have a VCR yet where you could record it and watch it later. And it's completely different today. Everything's at your command.
Right. We didn't have a VCR till like 1985.
Yeah, you had to be rich to have one of those.
Yeah, and they were huge and they were really heavy.
You had to rent a Blockbuster. You didn't just rent your movie. You rented the VHS machine because nobody could afford them.
Right. And sometimes we went to the grocery store and rented movies in the 80s.
That's crazy.
So that all fits with our Awesome 80s Weekend.
All right.
One thing about the 80s was the music. Of course, my favorite year for music in the 80s has to be 87.
Why?
I was about 13. All that hairband stuff, Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Poison, it all hit me right between the eyes. And I still love that kind of music.
It's about the same age for me. 82, I was 12. 83, I was 13. 82 was Jack and Diane, Hold On to 16 As Long As You Can. I remember that very, very well. But probably 84, 14, because you had Footloose come out. You had Jesse's Girl come out. There were a number of really, really good songs that came out in 1984 when I was 14 years old. I was looking at the list a moment ago that were just some fantastic songs.
Oh, so yeah. Van Halen.
Yeah, that's right. So, God, there were so many good ones. So if you just Google top 100 songs of 1984, some amazing songs that year.
What's interesting is 84 and 83 are pretty much the core of what we play on KOMA as far as all the songs. So, so there you go.
We should have a Noble McIntyre Friday and just let me pick the songs.
Yes, that would be interesting.
All the stuff that I liked the best back when I was carrying around a boombox with size D batteries, the expensive ones.
Yes.
And, you carried everywhere that you went.
That was ultra heavy, but you were cool at the same time.
I had that.
All right.
It had a double cassette tape deck. I remember it.
Yes.
Yes.
One to the other. Or you put two boom boxes together and you recorded one to the other.
Yep.
I am guilty of that for sure.
Did you ever have your cassette break and you had to open it up and tape it? Because
yes.
You didn't want to, I did too. You'd open up and tape it and you'd have that little skip now when it played, but at least you could still play your cassette.
And you'd use your pencil to tighten it up.
Yep. All the good times. These kids today don't know what they were missing.
They have missed everything. Chloe, you can hear me. You've missed everything.
She doesn't know anything. She probably wasn't even born until 2000.
Yeah.
On the dot.
Oh,
Yeah.
2000, yes.
2000.
These kids.
All right. Speaking of, it feels like it's still just turned 2000, but we're 25 years into
A quarter
the
of the way
millennium.
through the century. I was saying earlier, it seems like, remember Y2K? When
Yes.
everything was going to stop working? And everybody was saying, the TVs weren't going to work, electrics weren't going to work, your coffee machine wasn't work. Obviously, that was wrong. Everything worked. But it does seem like that was just a blip in time ago. And here it is 25 years later.
What was it on Conan O'Brien? In the year 2000.
There you go.
Yeah. I still do that. People look at me like I'm strange.
They look at you like you're strange anyway. They
Well,
look at me
yeah,
that way, too.
that's true. Well, of course, starting off a new year, what would you recommend, say, if you have never gone to a lawyer about anything, a trust, a will, to take care of yourself, what would you recommend first that someone does?
That's a really good question. I mean, obviously, what I do is I'm a trial lawyer. So what I do primarily is personal injury trial work, representing plaintiffs, people who have been catastrophically injured or killed. But more to your point in your question is, if you're sitting here in 2025 and you have any assets at all, or if you have family and kids and you don't have a will in place or a trust in place that would dictate what happens in the event of your untimely death, you need to get that done. And the reason you need to get that done is you want to make sure that the things that you've accumulated or protection of your kids goes towards the way you would want it to go. And if you don't put that down in writing, somebody else is going to make those decisions for you. And it may not be what you had in mind for your kids or your family or where your assets were going to go. And so take the time in 2025 to make sure you either get a will or a trust, as the case may be, depending on your assets, in place so that if something happens to you, because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow, I know that as well as anybody because I'm the one that had open heart surgery this year out of the blue, completely unexpected. I had the widowmaker that I survived, but it could have been my last day here. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. People in New Orleans can tell you that. So put into place how you want things to go if something happens to you.
Okay, good advice from Noble McIntyre.
Great advice from Noble McIntyre.
Yes, great,
Yes.
great
There you go.
advice from Noble McIntyre Law. Thank you. Always a pleasure. And I'll play some 1984 songs for you,
Perfect.
okay?
Jesse girl. Thank
yes.
you. All righty.
All right,
Bye-bye.
thanks.